Good morning. Good morning. It's Dr. Brenda Escher Shoshana back with another episode of The Unshakable Road to Love, Value-Centered Relationships. And the Unshakable Road to Love, what is it? Come spend a few minutes and walk with us on it. There are different steps to take so that your relationships, when built on a foundation of unshakable love, cannot fail. They cannot falter. All the sadness and upset and conflict that we usually associate with relationships can dissolve on the spot. And in this program, what we do, it's based upon my new book, The Unshakable Road to Love. And what we do in this program is we differentiate between real love and counterfeit love. What seems to be love, what seems to be giving, what seems to be happiness, communication, but it isn't. I call it counterfeit love or counterfeit giving. And it's that which makes us so unhappy and upset. And this program is filled with ways to stop that on the spot so we can be really happy. And we don't have to enter that dance of distress. So much distress. So many people say, oh, relationships, forget it. They're just filled with pain and disappointment. And yet now we're suffering as a nation from so much division and loneliness and disconnection. And it's absolutely simple to remedy this. That's the amazing part. It's simple. And we can do it. We just have to see what's going on and choose to take different steps, to walk in a different direction, to realize the direction we've been walking in before, it's not working. It's not taking us where we really want to go, to happiness, to closeness. So today, of course, this is quite a week. It's Thanksgiving coming up. And this is a very special time for many people gathering together with families, with friends, offering thanks, getting together, giving gifts, cooking food. And there's so much concern, not only for this week, but we're entering the whole holiday month about, oh my goodness, what can I give them? What am I going to get back? Are they going to like what I'm bringing? Are they going to like the meal? Are they going to like me? That seems to be one of the biggest questions. What can I do to get them to like me? What can I give so I can receive back what I want so much? Let me just offer a suggestion. That very orientation itself, not only is it futile, but it creates a lot of upset and it prevents us from really giving the many gifts we have within us to give and to receive all the beautiful things we're receiving every single day that we're not even aware that we are receiving. So we feel empty, we feel lonely, we feel hungry. Oh my God, I'm hungry. I'm hungry for love. I'm hungry to be approved of. I'm hungry to be recognized, attended to. That hunger is what's causing us the pain. It's not the relationships. Nobody else is causing you any pain. This is one of our basic principles on this unshakable road to love. Just take a moment to listen. Just consider it for a moment. Whatever suffering you're feeling is never, never caused by another person. It's caused by your own hunger, your demand, your needs, so-called needs. We're very confused about what our needs are and what they really are and how to get them filled. That's a whole other issue. But let's stay with this. When you're demanding that within yourself, they better like me, I'm going to give them this and they better like me in return. They better give me back something that'll make me feel good too. That's not giving. It's not true giving. That's B-A-R-T-E-R, barter in the marketplace. You give me this, I'll give you that. It's like going into a store. How much is it for that hat? Oh, okay. Okay. I'll pay this, you give me that. And that's called a transactional relationship. And unfortunately, it's what we do with most of our relationships. We make a person into an object to meet our needs. Right away, we're off the track. We're going in the wrong direction. You can never experience real connection and love or real giving when you're viewing another person that way. I'm going to suggest quite a big turnaround. This is actually a very radical, although it's a very, very simple program, and it's very primal. And it's based on the truths of all centuries of teachings and scriptures of all kinds, every nation, including Zen. But we read these teachings very often and we practice, we even recite it in the Zendo or in church or in synagogue or in the mosque. We say it, we mean it, we recite it, but let's take it into our action. Let's live it. This is about living it. This is about applying these teachings to our life and to our very relationships as they appear today, tomorrow, the next day. Living it. It seems like quite a big order to live that. How do I live that? Well, let's be very specific and simple and go back to our main point here for today, a big pillar of love. Do not make another person an object to meet your needs. The best way to give is what's called in Japan, mushotoku. It's also called lishmo. It has many different ways but what it means is give, wanting nothing back in return. No, don't dwell on the consequences or the outcome of your gift. That is what makes you unhappy and upset. What do they give me back? Well, I'm not going to give to them because they don't give me anything in return. But see, that's such a fallacy. It's mixed up, because the real joy that you will receive and the real fullness is just coming from giving fully, wanting nothing back. The joy of giving. And when you give that way, there's no pain. If you give looking what you're going to get out of it, there's a lot of pain. Because it's not, first of all, you're not really giving. Second of all, you're focused on what are they going to do for me? What did you do for me lately? That will always disappoint you. And even if they do give you things, it might make you happy temporarily. Temporary pleasure, temporary happiness. But the minute, then you need more and more. So that's a drug. It's like a drug. Give me more, give me more. And if you're not giving to me, it means, what does it mean? You don't love me anymore. That's what we think. None of that's true. None of that's true. I promise you. If you just try some of these steps, just do them and you will see. That's a guidance from the scriptures. They say, well, how do I know these teachings are true? How do I know? Try and see. Do and you will see. Just try it out. See how you feel. See how the weight comes off your shoulder when you're not looking for what you can get back. Try. They may not even give you any appreciation. They may act like they didn't even receive it. They don't care. That's fine. That's, again, you're looking for appreciation. The way to do it is you can bow to them in your mind and say, thank you for being my teacher in what it means to love. They're teaching you what real giving is. Or another good way to deal with this is see somebody who you don't know very well. Maybe you're doorman, maybe you're waiter in a restaurant, maybe somebody who delivers something, somebody who helps you, and who you really don't expect anything from. That's easier. And give to them fully. Just give it to them. Now, people will say, well, I don't have anything much to give. What am I going to give? I don't have, we all have huge amounts, by the way, to give, huge. But the reason we're not aware of it is because we don't give it. The more you give, the more you have to give, the fuller you are. So what can you give to somebody to start? How about a real smile? A real smile. That's when somebody is with you, when they stop racing around or stop looking at you. Oh, it's just the doorman. It's just this person. It's just that. They stop and they really see you. There you are, another human being. And they really greet you with a warm smile. Is there a better gift than that? Actually, we can only give truly who we truly are. We give who we are. And we decorate it, we package this, we buy that. That's nice, but it's temporary. I'm not saying that to give physical gifts, of course, but that's not the real gift. Stop and say, how are you today? You can find within yourself the many gifts that in you that you could give that would lift somebody else. That, of course, in the moment that happens, you will also be very lifted too. But just giving that way, just having that intention will lift you tremendously too. And it takes a big weight off your shoulders. Thinking, oh, what are they going to give me? It doesn't matter what that person gives you. When you are in a state of real givingness, the world gives you, because you feel good, you feel open. You really receive the wind that blows on your face. You receive the sound of the birds. You receive, you're open to receive so much. And many surprises. And it comes from all different places. It doesn't have to come from that one person. Actually, the biggest gift you receive is the gift of being able to truly give. That's the best gift. There's nothing that will make you feel more content, more full, more fulfilled. True giving is its own reward. Try and see. If somebody is with you and they're bothering you, rather than enter into the conflict, just let them be. I grant you the right to be who you are. You say that in your mind and it will stop your upset immediately. You're not entering that dance with them, but you're not judging them either. You're not hating them either. Okay, that's the state they're in at the moment. I grant you the right to be who you are. It will soothe everything. I mean it. Say it and mean it. See how you feel. It may affect them, it may not. Very often it does, because your energy is changing. You're not playing in that dance of anger and upset, which many people like to pull us into. It's a habit. Don't go there. It's not beneficial for them, for you, nothing. Instead, bow to them in your mind and say, how may I serve you? That's another way to give. Oh, that's a beautiful way to give. One of my Zen teachers years ago said that's a fundamental to the practice. How may I serve you? Not how you're going to serve me, what are you going to do for me? Just the wish to serve. Uchiyama Roshi says to care for things makes the whole world come alive. And it's true. Your world will come alive. This practice, this program of walking on the unshakable road to love is absolutely different. It's radical from the perspective of our modern day life, where it's always about me, me, me. What you give me, what do I need? If you don't meet my needs, the relationship is over. And unfortunately, not all, but many psychological points of view might agree with that point, with that. Oh, meet my needs, give to me, make me important, build my self-esteem. First, you have to be in touch with yourself, your real self, the part that wants to give, that needs to give, that's upset when it can't, that doesn't feel good about itself because you're not sharing and giving. You don't need an artificial stimulation for your self-esteem. You don't. It's artificial. You need to respect yourself, to like yourself, to live in accordance with the pillars of love and true giving and true receiving. It's pretty radical. I know it's pretty radical, but try it and see. Maybe you'll be at your Thanksgiving meal and somebody will bother you or irritate you. Just in your mind, bow to them like that. Thank you for being my teacher and what it means to love. You could say that. Or you could say, how may I serve you? Because the truth is, when someone's all upset and carrying on, they need help. They need something from you. Are you willing to give it? Are you willing to be present so you can sense what it is they're really needing and give it? That's an exercise. It's a koan. We'll talk more about koans next time. It's a Zen practice, a Zen question. So I really, really want to tell you a little story before I close for today. It's a beautiful ancient story about a Zen master who was living in a little hut, and he was quite poor. He just had a few pieces, a few robes, maybe a few little bowls, and he lived in a hut. And a robber broke in and stole all of his clothing, including his little bowl to eat from. He had maybe a very few things left to wear, and the robber rushed away. And there he was, supposedly bare. And he looked up through the window, and it was a full moon, and the moon was shining in on him. And he said to himself, oh my, I just wish I could give him this beautiful moon. What a beautiful, beautiful story. This Zen master only wanted to give. You couldn't steal anything from him. But what mattered, what made him thrilled and fulfilled and happy could not be stolen. And he only wanted to share it with everyone, even a so-called robber. That's the beautiful story. It's very much on the extreme end of the continuum. And people could say, well, how could anybody possibly get to that state of mind? We don't have to get anywhere. It's just a light shining on the unshakable road to love to tell us, take a step on the road. These stories are not to imitate. They're not to compare yourself to. They're not to blame yourself because you're not like that. They're just lights shining on the road to welcome you, to invite you to join the journey to true giving and to being completely full, no matter what. Thank you very much for listening. I had a wonderful time here with you. And the book is called The Unshakeable Road to Love, Values-Centered Relationships. And it's on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, all the different sites. If you're interested, you could find much more about the road there. Okay, thanks for listening again, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.